guys and gals? Never here from Drake Wayne Game, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus, Torulf's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. I like Lake, I really do. I wish so much that I could be alone here with Torulf that my mind is turning against him. Does he hate me too? He has every reason to do so. It would even be easier if he did. How does he feel seeing me with Torulf? I know what's between them. That's obvious, and I bet he feels even worse than I do. It's not his fault. My reflection mouths quietly in the mirror. He is my friend. The mantra works somewhat. But there's a storm in my heart, and it cannot be contained by mere words. I cannot stop the forces unleashed, or maybe I simply don't want to. A splash of cold water to my face. Hold yourself together, Carvin. This tornado is yet to hit. So, just to make sure, one seafood set with tuna and one vegetable set. And a mushroom set, if you insist. And that should be enough. We only need to choose the broth now. We can take two in the one pot, right? Yes, it says so on the menu. Yeah, you can definitely take two in one pot, alright. How about the Szechuan? I'm in the mood for something spicy. And I want sukiyaki broth. It sounds good from the description. I've had it in Thailand often. It's fantastic. One of the most revered street food dishes. There's a stall at every major food market there, and let me tell you, I was a frequent customer. I hope they know how to make it here. I haven't seen it anywhere in Europe yet. I bet they know what they're doing with how delicious it smells here. Most of the smells I can't even identify, exotic and enticing. There's lemongrass, curry leaves, Thai lime. There's tofu, there's fish, and the sweet smell of fried shrimp. And more I can't name. It's a nice place you found, by the way, Lake. A pretty expensive one, though. I said I'm paying. Don't worry about that one bit. I can chip in. It really costs a lot. I wanted to invite you for lunch, though. And you did. We can chip in as a thank you. I see. Let's order now and think about it later. Any objections or other preferences? Maybe a jug of lemonade. It'll be cheaper than separate drinks. Oh, good idea. I'll catch the waiter then. Hello. I'm so full. Hell, this was definitely too much food, and we still have a lot on the table. Steam rises from the pot slowly, the two kinds of broth separated by a thin piece of metal simmering on the stovetop built into the table. We should have read a note in the menu that each set was recommended for two persons, not one. I have no idea what we'll do with all this food, but we can't let it go to waste. The price makes much more sense in this case, too. They're almost reasonable. Lake laughs at Torulf's joke I didn't catch. They both seem happy. Lake especially. There's an odd sense of finality in the atmosphere. I can't put my paw pad on it, though. I guess they're both too happy. Almost as if it was a scene from a family film. Everything about it is too perfect. Are they only playing their parts? Am I playing too? What am I even doing here? Trying to earn praise from Torulf and make friends with Lake, whom I don't even know if I like. But it feels like we're spiraling in, close to the drain hole now. And the center cannot hold, and love isn't forever. And this episode needs an end too. Ah, that was just so good. There's so much food left, though. I don't think I can eat even one more inaki. They really know what they're doing, though. The broths were spot on. I was afraid everything would be adapted to the local tastes, but no, they aren't pulling punches. Ooh, Carvin, do you have an instant camera with you? It would be so cool to have a photo of us here. I do, actually. The lens isn't that wide on it, though. Getting the three of us in the frame for a selfie might not be that easy. It's worth a try. Let's try to cram together, and Carvin, try to capture the table, too. Sure, give me a moment. I have a camera in my bag. I love this moment. I love holding my camera. I love changing the lens. I love thinking of the framing. I truly do. It's the moment of purposeful creation. A moment when I feel like I have something to offer of myself, even if it's just a group selfie. It would be naive to think that by taking a photo I can turn this ephemeral moment into something lasting. That's not what happens. That's what happens inside us. This moment will live in our heads and hearts, not on a JPEG file. But photography is art, and I can create something new, something that the rest of the people at this table could take with themselves and enjoy. I turn on the camera and point it at us with my outstretched paw while Torulf puts his arms around Lake and I, pulling us in close. I smile and the shutter clicks. I would like to see the picture. We made it in time. That's good. Do you want any drinks? I'll get myself a coffee. Do you want something too? Oh, yes, a coffee would be good. I can grab you one. Black? Black is good. Yes, thank you. Torulf? I'm good, thank you. Dusk. What, you don't like it? I doubt I'll like it. I'm not into romances. But I guess we'll see. I hope to have a good time, nevertheless. I have so many memories from here, you know. Might be my favorite place in the town. Oh, I didn't know you were a fan of films. More back then than now. I wanted to see more of the world, and they were an easy way to do that. Oh, Lake is coming back already. Carvin, your coffee! Thank you, you're a sweetheart. How much do I pay for it? 35 kroner. You can see me the money later, though. Don't worry about it. Oh, and here's your sweet. They gave us one with each. Lake passes me a heart-shaped sweet in a nondescript red wrap. Maybe the film was a part of some romance cycle and it's for the occasion. Are we going? I have our tickets. Middle seats, last row. I'll go to the toilet too first. Carvin, can you hold my coffee? And don't wait for me. I'll find you in the room. Shall we? We enter a bit late for the planned start of the screening, but still long before the end of the customary 30 minutes of a marketing break. The room isn't too crowded. Other than us, there's maybe a dozen pairs and a larger group of girls sitting in the middle part of the room, their faces lit up with the reflection of the trailer being played on the screen. So, We make our way to our seats in the back, exactly opposite to the screen. Chatting from the front of the room is barely audible here, muffled by the velour walls and music from the speakers in the back. I'm glad to be left alone with Torulf, even if just for a moment. It's always a tad awkward being together with him and Lake. I feel like I have to pay a lot more attention to how I act around him. Seems like a nice place. Why seats in the back, though? The screen isn't that big. You'll see. The film is secondary to the company, and you two are the best company I've had here yet. And I do have some nice memories from here. Oh, the film is starting. Better drink your coffee fast. Already? What happened to the 30-minute commercial block? It's a boutique cinema. They don't do such things. Here you come for a film, not for commercials. I usually went to the multiplex a few streets away, but that depended on the film. Some call for a bigger screen, but some do not. And I like how cozy this place feels. And it's much less busy here. Plus, they have some stuff you wouldn't see in a multiplex, like this film now. I take a sip of the coffee, but it's still hot. Into the cup holder it goes for now. Torulf's paw is next to it on the armrest, and our fur touches. Surely I could. With only a pinch of hesitation, I put my paw over his, gauging his reaction. Oh, I think that's Lake. I move my paw to the cup instantly, grabbing the plastic cover. Found you! Did I miss much? It's just started. Come on, sit down over here. Torulf points to the empty spot beside him to his right. Lake sits down, and I pass him the coffee over Torulf. He thanks with a nod before turning to the screen. I'm quite curious about the film. It has to be at least interesting if it was so popular, right? It was super uncool to like it when I was in primary school, and most uncool things usually turn out to be nice. Torulf's paw rests on mine, fingers rubbing over my fur. He grabs my paw and moves it back to the armrest, then tucks his underneath mine, entwining our fingers. The first day in the guest house flashes through my mind. Me and Torulf on the couch, two bodies joined in a moment that seemed to last forever. Now my feelings burn so much brighter, a blazing fire raging inside me. Now the paws held means so much more to me. His thumb rubs small circles across the side of my paw, gently and reassuringly. This is how things should be. I sit straight and tense, eyes glued to the screen. I move through the forest, I run like the wind. I burn and I want. If not that chance meeting with Torulf in the lobby, where would I be now? How many experiences would I miss? I'm so happy it happened. Now that I know this intimacy, how could I ever go back to being alone? How empty would I feel? I don't want to lose this no matter what. I don't know any feeling better than this, than being wanted. For it, I could sacrifice so much, so many parts of me. I bathe in light. I am seen. What does everyone want if not this? To be completed, to be fulfilled. This is everything I needed in my life. Our paw pads touch, and between them moves pure electricity. I'm struck by lightning, and everything in life suddenly has a meaning. Scenes pass on the screen, and I watch them intently, absorbing the film. All the camp, all the swooning and sparkling, the edginess and teenage angst. I immerse myself in it without any irony or cringe. It resonates with something deep inside of me. The beauty and the beast, the fairy tale archetypal and ancient. The prey and the predator. The desire and the object. Love, want, death, pining, pain, and pleasure. I am there on the screen, shivering and vulnerable, longing to be loved, but whose claws will be bloodied by the end of it. I lean my head on Torulf's arm, and he lets go of my paw, petting the side of my head. Wrapped in his scent, I close my eyes and gently rumble. But his paw doesn't stop there. The fingers sink into my fur, and claws scrape against my skin as he pulls me in, until my snout rests on his chest. The scent is stronger there. There's his cologne, woody and rich, with a hint of tobacco leaves that makes my head spin. There's fresh sweat after our walk, an explosion of pheromones, enticing and welcome. My ear twitches. I hear the delicate click-clack of a zipper opening and then shuffling, fur rubbing against fabric. Another scent mixes in, masculine arousal. In my ears, two heartbeats mix, my rapid drumming against the backdrop of Torulf's steady pulse. What if someone sees us here? But the paw pulling me in insists impatiently, leaving no room for hesitation. I find myself pressed snout first into Torulf's tinted underwear. The heat radiating from it feels like a furnace. Something inside me tries to tell me that this is a bad idea, that we should stop, but I take a deep sniff and all my thoughts fade away. I turn my head off and give in. A few licks and nuzzles across the strained fabric have to do for the foreplay. With saliva dripping from my maw, I unwrap the package and start sucking on Torulf's cock. He tenses up, a lustful sigh escaping his lips before pressing my head further down, forcing me down onto his member. Then my ears pick up another sound. Above my head, while I'm making out with Torulf's cock, Torulf is making out with Lake. My blood flows harshly in my ears, arteries pumping adrenaline, as I go down on the tiger, trying to keep the sound to a minimum. It's so thrilling, the fact that we're just meters away from people, barely hidden. I think I would even like someone to notice. Torulf's paw pads rub my ear fondly, speeding up when I do, and this affection alone feels like enough of a reward. Then his paw trails along my body, claw pressed against the skin just hard enough to make me shiver, until it reaches my chest. Then a light touch. A rough paw pad rubs against my nipple, and it feels like lightning going through my body. I moan around his cock, feeling more alive than ever, soft and supple. He pulls me away, a translucent rope stretching from my tongue to the tip of his meat. I wonder for a second what he's planning, before the paw presses on my head again, and I find my snout touching Lake's, Torulf's cock between us. Above our heads, Torulf leans in and whispers straight to our ears. Lick. Like a magic word, it unlocks something inside both of us. I get to work, covering the throbbing meat with my slobber with long, deliberate licks, Lake doing the same from the other side. Our noses touch, soft and rubbery. Lake opens his eyes and looks into mine for brief seconds before planting a kiss across my snout. I want to reciprocate and lick back, but when I do, my tongue meets Lake's with a wet kiss. He whimpers, eyes closed again and snout open, the fur on it disheveled. I never imagined I'd see him like this, and I never knew he'd be so hot. The lion tastes so sweet. He must have eaten the candy we were given with the coffees already. We begin to make out with Torulf's dick between our snouts, pre-cum mixing with our saliva, salty and sweet, too. Tongue against tongue against skin, musk and arousal, quiet whimpers and stifled moans. We can get completely lost in the moment. In the speakers, Bella screams in agony, but I don't really care why. The paw petting my head grips my fur and pushes me onto Torulf's cock, and with a quiet gasp, Torulf orgasms. Thick jets of hot cum fill my maw, coating my tongue, and I do my best not to spill any. Wow, that actually paused right where I needed it to. I gotta get ready to go to work, y'all. I did not expect... I kind of did expect it to take that turn with Torulf. With Torulf in the picture, you never know when things are gonna get very sexual. And, it looks like... I don't know, it looks like the love triangle thing might be real. We might be getting the Lake, Torulf, and Carvin love triangle. We can only hope. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!